We just finished our first red-green refactor cycle, so just to prove that, I'm going to go ahead and run the test, drop down arrow, run as JUnit test, and there we go. So we've verified that our player has lives to start with. Okay, well now, let's go ahead and keep going with this. This is great. So let's go ahead and make another test method. So we start with the test annotation, then public, void. Now let's have player loses lives. What? Yes. So remembering that our class, we used our class as a blueprint for players, we saw that players all have the property of lives, this field called lives. Okay, well now what we want to do is we want to make some behavior happen. Okay, so now that we have a property, we can also add behaviors to the player class. So we start by making a player object, player u, maybe this time, equals new player, capital P, open close parentheses, semicolon. Alright, so we made our new player. So we know that from the start, right, we asserted previously that at the beginning a player has 3 lives. So maybe it wouldn't hurt to make that assertion again just to make sure that that works. So we could say assert that me.lives, our lives property, or actually this would be u because we just made the u player, u.lives, comma, is parenthesis 3. So we're just restating kind of our assumptions there. We're assuming that the lives are 3. Alright, now what we're going to do is we're going to use that message passing operator, the dot, to call what's called a method. So we're going to say, here, I'll show you and then we'll explain a little bit more detail. U dot lose life, open close parenthesis, semicolon. Okay, so what is that doing? That should make them lose life. So how are we going to see that you've lost life? Well, we could assert that u.lives, the lives property, should have changed, right? So u.lives should now not be 3, it should instead be 2, because you lost 1 life. Okay, so there we go. We've written our test. Save. Alright, now let's rerun the test, and it should fail because we're getting a red squiggly. So proceed. Here we go. Alright, a player loses lives. It never actually worked because it says that the method lose life is undefined for the type player. Okay, so remember how lives used to be undefined and then we just defined it. Now we're going to have to define how a player can lose a life. Okay, well this is pretty easy, right? Alright, so we go to the player class and let's go ahead and define that method. So we're going to say public void lose life, open close parenthesis, now curly brace, enter, and now we've defined another method. So this method is now called lose life. If we save, now that compile error should have gone away.